initial conversation and the phone call or email or engagement went very well and promising.
Okay.
What do? Do you just continue to touch with this individual over and over?
Yes. Now here's what I want you to realize. Whenever you're reaching out, you're making an impression. And as long as you're reaching out in a non-salesy way, and as long as you're reaching out without bribing them, because if you bribe them, you're going to seem desperate and you're not going to be able to afford to have that, bribing them is, hey, would love to buy you lunch, right? It's not super bad, but it's not as skillful. Hey, was thinking about you guys. And Lena, you're in a situation where you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have essentially an unlimited amount of different ways you can do business with this client, right? You're not just selling them one widget or one solution. You're a true expert and a true consultant, right? So I love it that you're bringing ideas to their table, to their brain, right? To the forefront. Here's the thing. If they don't call you back, they're at least going to remember you, right? And be like, hey, I just wanted to remind you I'm out here, even if you just need a second opinion on something. I live and breathe this stuff. Right? I'm looking at quotes all day, every day. Throw that second opinion one in there. But then just keep, not every week, not every day, but every few months, just keep raising your hand. Want to let you know I'm out here. There's something going on. Let them know about the issue. Typically, if you're letting them know about the issue and you do it in a skillful way and it ends it, how are you guys dealing with that? Right? Like with the recent tariffs, what a lot of companies are doing is they used to be doing final assembly there in their factory, but they would like to do full assembly and not final assembly in the factory because it makes a huge difference on tax implications. How are you guys dealing with that? Right? Oh man, it's been an issue for us. When you say it's been an issue for you, can you give me a specific example? Right? What are some of the things that you think are holding you back from doing full assembly versus final assembly? Whatever it is, right? I'm just making up some tech talk. But usually your insight, all of the time your insight should be helpful for them, but then should end in, how are you dealing with that, right? And then you're going to have a good conversation. And if
do you leave a voicemail with that? How
never,
are you dealing with that?
Great question. Never leave a voicemail with the insight. Never put the insight in an email because that's one-way traffic. That's you being the new...
You're having a conversation with myself.
Correct. Yeah. And worse because it's like the news on the TV, right? They're like, I already know about that. When they don't, right? It's causing them to just be a receiver. But if you say, hey, there's something going on I wanted to make sure you're aware of. There's a little secret that the top facilities managers are sharing amongst themselves. I wanted to make sure you were aware. There's something going on that I wanted to give you a heads up on. But don't leave the insight. Now make good on it. And they're not going to be mad at you if you make good. Because if you say, and there's something I want to give you a heads up on, and they call you and go, what is it? And you go, we're offering 20% off. Like, it's like, take me off your list, right? But if you give them an actual insight and go, how are you dealing with that? It forces them to at least sit with it, think about it. And I'm not saying they won't go, hey, it's not a problem for us. That way you can go, hey, I will be here if it becomes one. I'll be here when you need to blank. Again, not what you sell, the outcome of what you sell, right? I'll be here if you move to a mode with production where you have to be absolutely positively certain that you guys are able to box everything and still avoid any fines from the EPA. Fair enough, right? And they're, oh man, okay, right? And then the next thing you know, as soon as they get fined from the EPA, they're calling you. But this is straight Easton University sustainability. I want you to have a sustainable pipeline. Here's the cool thing about a sustainable pipeline. This is going to start to crack. You're going to break this. You're going to start to figure it out and your pipeline's going to fill out. All of those people that were in what I would call my spin cycle, my people that I'm calling and raising my hand every 4 months or every 3 months, 4 times a year, whatever it is, if I'm super slammed and super busy in 300% of quota, I don't have to call them, right? That's the cool thing about sustainability. I can reach in and make those calls whenever I want, right? Now, be very careful about what I just said. Carve out time to do that. Unless you're so slammed, at least make a few of those calls because it keeps you in practice and it keeps new blood coming into your pipeline. But the cool thing about sustainability is you're in total control of whether or not you want to make that call today.
Hey, if you like this video, I'm going to get you closing more deals. I'm going to give you my closing mini masterclass, normally $300. Click the link here or in my bio. I will pick up all the costs for you. It's on me. Click the link. Let's get you closing.